Rahman Khan, Deputy Chairman, Rajya Sabha, the Upper House of Indian Parliament. I am Amanath, Delhi correspondent to circus.net. Thank you very much for talking to circus.net. The Amanath Cooperative Bank Limited in Bangalore, today it is sinking. The bank, which was set up in 1977, one time it has got deposit worth rupees 500 crore, but today it is in deficit, minus 71 crore. It has been alleged that this loss to the bank has been caused by some ex-members of board of directors, including you. How would you defend this allegation?
This allegation is totally false, baseless. This Amanath Cooperative Bank of Bangalore I am the founder. I myself, along with the board of directors, some of them who are founders, established the bank just from 3 lakhs to 500 crores. There is no other person's contribution to the board of directors and the ex-board of directors. And the credit should go to the board of directors and to the people of Karnataka for taking this bank from just 3 lakhs to 500 crores. This is one of the toughest banks we brought it, and in South India this was the only scheduled cooperative bank in the cooperative sector. So naturally the struggle of the directors, if they were any bad intention, this bank would not have come at all. That is, the whole people of Karnataka knows who built up the bank. In the year 2002, the general manager of the bank, along with another manager and one official, gave certain benami loans, and from that loans, they bought properties in the name of their relatives. And this fraud was detected by the board itself. And the general manager accepted his fraud, that he has given this loan without the knowledge of the board in his own handwriting. This is the letter which the general manager has accepted in his own handwriting, that he has given about 38 crores to buy properties to certain property persons, and he has given it without the knowledge of the board. So the board, when found that there was no security and the names given was to the benami persons, so the loan given was to somebody else, to their relatives, and the properties was in the name of their relatives. So the board, in its wisdom, took those properties as security, transferred the benami loan to the real borrowers to ensure the bank. Beyond that, the board has no role to play in this thing, and they have detected, and they have filed a criminal case against the general manager, and the state COD investigated, and they have filed charge sheet against the 3 officials. So where is the question of the board coming or taking the siphoning the money comes at all?
Right. So you said that the board itself discovered the fraud and you were the chairman of that board. So why the local registry of cooperative societies has ordered action from some named persons, 10 members of the board, including the chairman, you, and 8 staffers?
The inquiry officer held that you should not have transferred the benami loan to the original borrowers. But our contention is, if we had not transferred the benami loan to the real borrowers, how we would have recovered that money? Where was the security? So what he has questioned the action. He has not said that we have taken over the money, we have siphoned off the money. He has questioned the action of the board, that you should not have done this. But the board, in its wisdom, thought that is the only way. So he says you have suppressed a fraud. He has, even in the inquiry inquiry officer has not said the amount is siphoned off by the directors. He has questioned the methodology, and that is, we are contesting.
Right. It is alleged that at present the bank is in deficit of 71 crore. So it has been alleged in the media that more than 100 crore, 102 crore has been siphoned by some top bigwigs of this cooperative bank, and particularly you have been alleged for siphoning of rupees 10 crore to giving your relatives in the name of waiving some interest and even principal amount.
It is also totally false. I resigned the bank in 2002. This waiver was given to various NPA, those whose accounts have been about 900 borrowers have been given one-time settlement. Out of that, my relatives were also, some of the about 4 or 5 were also have settled the account, but one-time settlement process of the bank. And I was not the director, nor I have given any concession to, after I left the bank, it has been done after 4 years of that. So how can they allege that I have done it?
Right. Yes, you are true that you left the post in 2002.
Yes.
But it is said that the RBI and local registry of cooperative societies orders to file criminal case against the offenders have not yet been initiated, and it is alleged that the bigwigs are suppressing that movement.
It is all totally false. The report of the registrar is fudge. There are 2 reports. The registrar is not able to explain which is the correct report. See, I will show you. Same inquiry, there are 2 reports. One is, and there is a first report is fudge, and the second report is altered. So this is also questioned there. So they are basing all their surmises on the basis of the altered report, which we have questioned in the law. There is in the first report, the registrar inquiry has said that the board of directors should be given 1 year's time to recover the amount by selling the property. So it is all fudge report. So all these things are contested in the court of law. There is no, and the registrar has already rejected the application of the conclusion of the inquiry officer that they should be criminally held responsible. That the registrar has already rejected it, not it is pending.
Mr. K. Rahman Sahab, you are holding one of the top posts in the country. You are just next to Vice President of India in the House. You are Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, the Upper House of India. Then, who do you think, who are the vested interests who are all out to malign your
You see,
image?
we are in the field of politics. We are in politics. Definitely there are friends and foes. So there are political opponents, and they want to malign my name. My 40 years of social service, unblemished service is known to the people, and I have not a single, in my 40 years I have no, and we have unblemished, and we have built up institution. The whole country knows that we have built up institutions, colleges, medical colleges, bank. The bank is branch head of us. So how can even by stretch of imagination one can think that we are going to, because it is our dream, our vision. We will not be able to, we will not kill our own created child. This is atrocious to think that the board of directors, who are each one has contributed to the society, will be, yes, it is a decision in the wisdom. It may be decision may be questioned. Our decision to protect the bank, our main interest was to protect the bank. We have taken certain decisions. Yes, anybody can question the decisions, and that is subject to interpretation. But to say that the directors have committed a fraud, it is really atrocious, and I feel bad that people can go to the extent of making allegation. There is not even, nobody can prove that we have siphoned off even 1 rupee from this transaction. Here our conscience is very clear, and law is there. We let law take its own. Cases are going on. They have filed the cases. And in Conayance, these my political opponents in Conayance have filed a number of cases. Cases are going on, the matter is in sub judice. Where is the question of noun? It is not a new matter. It has not happened yesterday or day before yesterday. It is a process. Cases are going on. We are defending. Even before defending, anybody can say that you are a...
Would you like to name your opponents?
No, I would not like to name. I don't do it.
Are they from Congress or BJP?
No, maybe from my own political party and maybe other parties also.
Dr. Rahman, would you like to go down in the memory of history of your bank, Amanath Bank, for2circus.net, your association with the bank, your contribution?
I'm the founder, not association. I have worked for 25 years.
A little detail. How did you set up the bank?
See, the bank was set up when myself and my friends found that the Muslims were victims of usurious money lenders. They were not having a credit society also. Then in 1975 we thought that let us start some bank. It was a struggle, and we struggled and established the bank in 1977 with just 3 lakh of rupees. And it is not easy for a community to set up a bank when there was no banks at all. So we set up, and then for continuously 25 years, some of the directors who are founder directors struggled and built up the bank from 3 lakhs to 500 and to a scheduled bank, and almost no other community in Karnataka also could have done that much. And it was one of the finest bank, totally computerized bank, and known all over the country. And some employees, because in a cooperative sector we are not full-time directors, we are not full-time office bearers. So the entire bank is run by these officials and the CEO. The person who has committed the fraud is the CEO, not an ordinary person. And he admits that he has distributed the loans without deposit. Even then our credentiality is doubted. I have shown you the admission.
Okay, yeah, sir, just you said that how you set up the bank and how it went to high points. But today it is going to sinking, no doubt about it. It has been bankrupt, it is going to sink.
No, it is not bankrupt, I am sorry. The bank is not sinking, the bank is strong enough, it is not sinking. And people are deliberately, because it is in the hands of some officials. They have not sacrificed their time, energy, everything. They are coming and they are only interested in making allegation here and making allegation here. We have several times we have offered our support. Let us all think this is a community's bank. Let us build up. You see, some fraud in banking takes place, but doesn't mean that banks will be sunk. How many we have history of frauds in the bank? Yeah, all banks have sunk.
Right.
The certain leaders, because they are not interested in saving the bank, they are interested in destroying the bank. This is one of the strongest banks. Even now, I feel this bank is a strong bank. It is not sinking. These are the words used just to demoralize the people. With 71 crores can be realized. Even today, I can 100% say these amounts can be realized. The NPAs, the loans which are given.
How do you think these amounts can be realized?
Yes, by taking action. Now we have secured the bank, but these properties are to be taken into account and realized by selling, by asking the borrowers to pay. It is not only this which has resulted in the bank. There are several other loans which we have to realize.
Right.
Like in the course of banking, we will be given hundreds and thousands of loans will be given. Non-performing assets that doesn't mean you are not, the loss is due to writing of the non-performing accounts. See, once in non-performing accounts we make an effort to recover it, the losses will come down.
The bank, you said the bank is attaching some default
Yes, that is the
property.
process, yes.
but of more than the 100 crore, they have been able to get only 8 crore rupees right now.
No, no, see what they are doing, when the directors have not taken any money, they are holding it is a responsibility. They are said, during your time loss has taken place, you are responsible. Nobody has alleged that you have eaten away the money. Where is that? Who has said? So far they have not said that the directors have siphoned off. The allegation is, as you are the board, during your time the loss has occurred, maybe due to your not taking proper action or anything, that you are responsible. They are not saying that you have eaten. Which inquiry has said, whether RBI has said that we have siphoned off the money, or whether the cooperative auditor has said siphoned off money. Our question is, why the cooperative auditor has not reported to the board? What was he doing? Why the auditor has not been held responsible?
Amanath Bank corruption and fraud in Amanath Bank is not the first case. It is the Muslim-owned society, and you know that there have been a lot of cases of such Muslim-owned societies which have gone bankrupt, which have been just sunk. Do you think that this kind of incidents is going to help us in our demand for introduction of Islamic banking and finance in India?
No, there are two different issues. I don't also agree that only Muslim banks are going. There are the cooperative banks in India are going through a bad patch from last 8 or 10 years. It's only one or two there are very few Muslim banks. There are hundreds of other cooperative banks are also sinking. So to say that with a Muslim bank it is sinking is different. But Islamic banking is a concept, and Islamic banking is a viable this one. So the other thing is if you see the interest-based bank, here the fraud is only 38 crores. By what he has admitted. Now that by adding interest and interest and interest and interest, they have taken to 100 crore, 150 crore like that. So you can imagine how superfluous the system is. The money which has gone is only 38 crores. And it is not earning any this thing. So interest is interest-based transactions are harmful to the society. So there should be a real income. This is not real income. This is notional income.
How much hopeful are you of interest-free Islamic banking system in India? Is the government willing to do that?
No, it is the government is willing, or because it is still people have to accept the concept. We have not established the modalities. We are only saying that there are such banks are functioning in different part of the world. Here also will function. But we should work hard for convincing the people that, because there is already Islamic instruments are in vogue. That is like mutual fund, venture capital, private equity, all these are functioning. And these are all Islamic models. So we have to design a viable model which is suitable to India, which efforts the community has to do. Nobody else will do. We are asking in Islamic banking, but we have not prepared a model. I see a model should be prepared in keeping the Indian context. That has not been prepared so far.
Yeah, recently it was news in the media that a committee of secretaries has submitted some report on this account.
No, the committee of secretary, I had submitted, that is under my chairmanship, a committee was formed by the Muslim members of parliament. We had suggested that some of the institutional mechanism can be done, like Hajj corporation, and we can initiate that through that. Not suddenly you establish banks and then when we don't have structure, the banking will not survive. So we had suggested to institutionalize the Hajj reforms and bring Sharia compliance saving instruments through that, as has been done in Malaysia. And then Prime Minister had entrusted it to a committee of secretaries. And I believe the committee has submitted report, but I am not aware of what is the content of it.
Okay. Just last question on some different issue. You have chaired a JPC on Waqf,
Yes.
and it has already submitted a report. How do you think the Waqf properties can be saved and used for the good of the community?
You see, India has the largest number of work properties in the world, and it is most valuable work property, but it is not put to use. So any property, you may be having a gold mine or an iron field. If you don't exploit, it is only a heap of mud, nothing else. Similarly, we have lakhs and acres of work properties, but we are not exploiting it. No doubt, a large section of the work properties are under illegal occupation. But we have to, instead of lamenting on the which is illegal occupation, we should now protect what is in our hands. So more than 50% of the total properties are still in our possession. We should think how to develop them, how to utilize them, and for the best use of the community. So the JPC report has given number of suggestions, and I'm sure if those suggestions are implemented, the work properties can be developed. One of the things we have suggested to invest in about 10,000 crores in the development of work property over a 10 years period, which will ultimately give annual income of about 10,000 crores for the community, which definitely will be put to use for the betterment of the Muslim community.
Have you suggested any models of development?
Yes, we have setting up of a work development corporation, and the one single agency identifying the commercial properties and then developing it. And I'm sure that the government is seriously considering these proposals.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Thank you very much for talking to this and बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने टाइम काफ़ी निकाला और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपने अपनी पूरी बात कह दी है।
मैंने तो कह दिया।
इसमें कुछ भी कटेगा नहीं, सारी बात आपकी।
नहीं बताइए, इसमें तो एक बात है कि इसमें कोई सदाकत नहीं है
जी, इसमें
कोई यानी कहीं ये एलिगेशन नहीं है कि अब सवाल पैदा होता है कि हम क्यों करें। ये पर्सनल
फिर आप डिफेमेशन का कोई केस लड़ेंगे इसके खिलाफ?
देखिए, डिफेमेशन और ये इसमें हम झगड़े में पहुंचना चाहते हैं। कोर्ट्स में मैटर सो ट्विस्ट करके अगर न्यूज़ मीडिया में देते हैं तो अब मीडिया का हालत हम देखते हैं। जब न्यूज़ इट इज सो ऑब्वियस दैट इलेक्शन के टाइम पे पेड न्यूज़ का जो अब चल रहा है, तो इस तरह से ये भी इन्फ्लुएंशियल न्यूज़ भी चलती है। अब देखिए, मैंने उसको लेटर दिया है, दिस फॉर नॉट फॉर, तो बंद कर।
हाँ, बंद है, ऑफ है ना।